Online shopping has saved me a lot of money in the past 4 years. In this video you will see the most common things that you overpay for at stores, and I will show you how to spend your hard-earned cash to get the most value. Travel pillows cost an exorbitant $20+ at airports, or $10+ for the cheapest models at stores. That is insane. You could get regular crappy ones for $1.50, bright colored ones for $3.50, or fancy ones that cost $25 on Amazon for less than $5. Memory cards are one of the typical first-time purchases on AliExpress. Retail prices for those ones bite a fat one as well. Some may say otherwise, but with the introduction of the collective feedback machine, age of the fake capacity ones is steadily coming to its righteous end. I have ordered and received a few different ones, and I always got what I expected. The most recent one is a Class 10 U3 micro SD card by Samsung, which works flawlessly in my Xiaomi Yi, recording 4K footage in 30 frames per second. Crappy chargers cost an approximate $7 at gas stations and 7-Elevens and starting at $10 at local chain electronic stores, which is an obscenity, especially when you can get a simple braided one for less than $1 and a decent branded one from $2-something with free shipping. Just remember, the longer the cable is, the higher the resistance, which means it will take longer time to charge. Toothbrush heads, along with razor heads, are normally quite expensive, but not on AliExpress. And while I would not recommend ordering the razors, as I have never gotten a single one that would work well enough, the toothbrush heads are hard to mess up, and I have been using mine with an aftermarket replacement head for a few years now. You could find them for around 25 cents per piece. Cheap earphones are sold by hawkers stands by an average of $10. You could get them for around $1 here. Granted, they won't sound amazing, but you won't expect a $10 pair of store earphones too. You shouldn't anyway. But you would be surprised how crisp the $6 pair earphones from AliExpress would sound. Take KZ-ED2 for example. At least read through the feedback. I highly recommend KZ earphones from the first-hand experience. They are very impressive for the price. Good socks and underwear. The thing about online shopping is that you can either get crappy things much cheaper than retail, or get nice things for the prices that stores charge for crappy things. For example, you can get cotton or bamboo fiber underwear for about $2-3 a piece, which is typically $5-10 in retail world. And you can also get fancy socks between $1 and $3 that cost $7 and up per pair at stores like Topshop and H&M. The next thing is smartphones. Chinese-made phones are no longer just a cheaper option, they are a much better alternative. What that means is kissing goodbye overpriced iPhones and Galaxies and saying hello to their counterparts from the Middle Kingdom. Nowadays, China isn't just producing the low-quality copies of Western product, they actually make them, and complaints of low-quality knockoffs became outdated about a decade ago. Of course, there still are companies that make low-quality iPhone copies and stuff them with iOS-styled Android OS. But we also have companies like Foxconn that assemble parts into real iPhones, Wii U's and Sony PlayStations. Let's compare $700 iPhone 6 specs to the Xiaomi Mi 4, which were released around the same time in early 2016. Mi 4 has a faster processor, twice as much RAM, almost twice the battery capacity, and a bigger resolution display, and all that for nearly a fifth of the iPhone price. $200 Mi 5 has a slightly worse processor to an iPhone 7, but only in the sense that Apple's A10 can use all cores simultaneously, while Xiaomi's Snapdragon 821 can only switch between the high-performance core cluster and the energy-efficient core cluster. But if you only use FaceTime and Snapchat, this is mostly irrelevant. Besides, Mi 5 processor has a built-in LTE modem, the phone has more RAM, more battery power and even a 3.5mm headphone jack, which apparently you can't just expect anymore. In some sense, iPhone 6 might still be a tiny bit better, but not $400 better. Let's look at other consumer electronics prices. You can pay $130 for a JBL 360 speaker or $23 for a similar no-name one on AliExpress. Or if you prefer branded electronics, which I do, take a look at the Bluetooth BS2, which we have seen in our previous videos. It costs less than a cover for the very similar $180 Bose speaker. I will link the Bluetooth store in the description. Check them out as they have a ton of great headphones and Bluetooth speakers. Mind you, large companies allocate between 10 and 20 of their annual budget towards marketing, which means you pay a fair amount just for being told that one brand is better than the other. Let's look at more stuff. You can pay $200 for a pair of wireless earbuds at a local store, $220 for Apple EarPods, or about $30 for a pair of completely wireless Bluetooth earphones by a brand called Syllable. Compared to the iPad 4, Chewy High 12 has twice the battery power, better display, more CPU cores with a higher frequency and more RAM. It also costs about $100 less than an iPad. I hope this video gives you a reason to reconsider your spending habits and encouraged you to give online shopping a try if you haven't tried it yet. Make sure to check out the video with the best selling electronics under 10 bucks. And the winners from the previous $1 or less video are Invincible Falcon, Georgia Squared, and Burning Fingers. The winner of the giveaway for the best selling electronics for $10 or less is Ammo Wolf. Please tell us your mailing address by emailing k@aliholic.com. Your prizes will be on their way to you very shortly.